Hello everybody, Darkspine Sonic 3 here, coming to you with another episode of Gauntlet Dark Legacy. In the last episode, we fought the Plague Fiend and went through a level in the Sky Dominion because, you know what? I missed like 7 crystals. Now, we're starting the Forest Realm. I don't quite remember where we just went. Where are we? Hey, do you recognize this cutscene? I hope so. Oh, so we're in the swamp. Okay. Back in Mississippi. Yep. So, basically the Forest Realm, nothing too special about it. The traps are kind of different. But not horribly different. You can tell what happens. They aren't going to be, like, terribly, different. Basically, there's, like, a swinging blade that'll come by and slash you. That's one of the things. There's a couple other things that happen, too, but, we'll get into those when, well, actually, we're getting into one now. That's a type of, trap. Journey past from where you came. Touch the trigger. All will not be the same. Journey past from where you came. These things, I'm not entirely sure what their deal is. It doesn't look like they hurt you. Yes, they do. Never mind. Unless that was an arrow. I don't know. Guess we'll see. Yep, they hurt you. So, watch out for their swiping, because they will swipe and it will hurt. Thankfully, because this is a forest, there's a pretty abundant source of fruit. They added some logic in here, which is nice because they didn't, it'd be kind of disappointing. Unfortunately for me, we're going to have to fight spiders. And they will be everywhere. And that's not good for me because I have arachnophobia, as I mentioned before, numerous times. But, thankfully, they're pretty easy to kill. They act like the maggots from Forsaken Province, the weird fire monsters from the... They act basically the same as every other small enemy. So we're gonna head back real quick and see what we can get. Not very many other things are different about the Forest Realm. The fire geysers have been replaced with acid geysers, which I actually think are kind of cool. I still don't really know what they are. Unfortunately, I'm not really able to, this is actually something I wanted to do for, like an end card at the end of these videos. I had it kind of set up for when my friend Devin and I were playing through this game, but it never really came to fruition as we didn't record enough episodes, and then he was like, yeah, I don't want to do it anymore. So yeah, we have 10 episodes, and that wouldn't hold us over until next time he came over, so we had to scrap that idea, and I ended up doing it by myself like I'm doing now. Basically, this series went through 3 different revisions. Whoa, why is Death just like running into a wall? Whatever. I didn't mean to kill him, but what can I say? I'm too magic. But like, I went through in Dolphin, the GameCube emulator, because I was originally playing this with Devin on the GameCube because I didn't have an Xbox yet, and so I would, you know, I went through on Dolphin. I got the first runestone. Unfortunately, my computer isn't very quick, so it ended up looking pretty bad. And when I say that, I mean like 20 frames a second, so I ended up playing through the first level of the Forsaken Province, the Poison Fields. I ended up playing at that at about 80% speed, and it was actually a pretty big difference when you consider the fact that Wizard doesn't start off quick. So, wasn't great. Was not great at all. And I was like, I want to play through the whole game on Dolphin so I can get a picture using the camera controls of every runestone, because those pictures don't exist. They also don't have high-resolution pictures of any of the characters. They're all very small, and they're hard to work with. That's why the quality of the thumbnails for this series, as opposed to Majora's Mask, looks a little off. I'm not very pleased with it, and I really wish that I could go through and get the pictures, which I probably could, but it's kind of too late. Anyway, they don't have any. There are absolutely no pictures at all online of the runestones, and I have a picture of one of them in very high quality because I went through the game in Dolphin and went through the first level, and then I used the free camera function that Dolphin offers to get a picture of it. That was a bit difficult considering the runestones, they always spin moderately quickly. So it was always a matter of, can I, take the picture with the right timing so that it's not, at the wrong angle. So after about 10 tries, I got it, and I was pretty proud of it, and then I realized I would have to do that for so many other runestones if I were to play through the game, so it would end up taking so long. And yeah, I could play it on Devin's computer, but to be completely honest, he's not really talking to me that much. And I let him borrow my copy of BioShock Infinite, and he lost it. So I'm not pleased with much of anything. BioShock Infinite was the very first game I pre-ordered. Funny, huh? I like BioShock Infinite. It's not bad. It's not bad. Honestly, I wasn't a big fan of the 2-weapon holding limit. I also was not a big fan of the lack of fun power-ups. I guess Bucking Bronco was alright, but other than that, not much. Not much to offer. But you know what? I would play it again. And I would have a lot of fun with it. I would have a lot of fun with grabbing all the money, because I am greedy. And I never got to do that when I was little, because my brother and I would play Phantasy Star Online, and then he would take everything that was good. CJ, stop that. So we did that. I want to play Phantasy Star again. I want to play it with him. I miss him a lot. You never really realize how important your siblings are until they're gone. And that can be meant in the they moved out form, or even in the they're not alive anymore form. I know people with siblings that have passed away, and it's very tragic to hear. And sometimes you just start off with a very, yeah, we're brother and sister, or we're brother and brother, but that's about it, relationship. And then it starts growing into this, we actually like each other, we're having fun. And, you're not quite a douche like I had with my sister. That was the kind of relationship that we had towards the end of her living here. But it's very tragic when, towards the end of their lifespan, they're gone, and you're stuck with this feeling of so many things could have been different. I know that there are a lot of people who feel that way. And my brother, he moved out when I was about 6 or 7. So, and he, to be completely honest, he was always my favorite person to be around because we were the most alike. Yeah, CJ and I, we played Smash Bros, we played Sonic, we played Mario, we played everything. I'd watched, the very first time I ever saw The Legend of Zelda 4 Swords Adventures, which happened to be one of my favorite multiplayer cooperative games ever, right next to Gauntlet, of course. very first time I saw it, he was the one playing it, and he was playing it all alone because we didn't have 2 Game Boys. And I remember I'd ask him, can I play? And, you know, he'd be all stubborn because I was only like 7. He's like, no, you'll delete my file like you did with my Chow and Sonic Adventure 2. It was an accident! Okay? An accident. I'm sorry. But, you know, after he was done, I made my own file and I had a lot of fun with it. And I remember I actually didn't start doing Let's Plays until after I saw him try it. He tried it. He was playing, what was it, Attack of the Killer Tomatoes? And I remember a lot of those jokes. I remember how he would talk about salmonella a lot, and that's the reason why these tomatoes were so deadly. It was funny, and I loved it. What can I say? My brother was my hero. He was always there, and now he's gone. Hasten not from here. Great bounty is unseen. Neat. I mean, like that? That is a great bounty. That's a nice booty. Yeah. Anyway. So I always had a better relationship with my brother than I did with my sisters. Jennifer, she moved out when I was about 9 or 10. And she had her own problems to deal with. Like, she came over to use our treadmill once, and then she ended up really badly. She worked herself a bit too hard because she wasn't very comfortable with her body. She wanted to lose weight. And, you know, she ran too hard on the treadmill and her spine gave out. That was a very difficult time for her. And, you know, it was very difficult for us too because for a whole year she was bedridden and we were taking care of her. And I remember during that time I'd try to make her feel better. I would actually, you know, make up these stories in my head. Little 9-year-old Felix would try to make his big sister feel better. And, you know, you never really get to see what your relationship with your siblings is like until they're gone. Because at that point, she had already moved in with my grandmother to keep her and our grandfather, you know, company and to make sure that grandma was taking care of, you know, grandpa, and that grandpa wasn't getting on grandma's nerves because he had dementia and Alzheimer's and all that. It was, you know, it's very difficult when grandma has to take care of both her and grandpa. So, what can you do? And there were so many things that kept us from really enjoying each other's company. Like, we both had various emotional issues that we needed to take care of, and we didn't quite know how to take care of them. Now we're taking care of them, and now we can have fun together. But back then, back when we needed each other most, we didn't really support each other. And that's the unfortunate thing, because so many things could have been avoided if we had just been able to support each other. And it's a very important thing that I still to this day find that I take for granted because, well, my siblings aren't there anymore. As far as I'm concerned, when it comes to living in this house, I'm an only child. Even though they visit a lot, I'm the only one with my parents, so it just kind of works out that way. But I'm not mad. I'm not nowhere near mad. Believe me, I'm actually happy that they can, you know, live their own lives and be happy with it. My brother's in the Air Force, and he's very happy with his career, and he's very happy with his job, and I'm very happy for him. And believe me, nothing matters to me more than knowing that my siblings are happy. It's unfortunate that I wasn't able to spend that much time with them when I was young, because right after my parents got married, they had a child. They were ready, and they had CJ. And then about 13 years later, or 12 years later, they had me. By the time I was 6, CJ was gone. By the time I was about 10, Jennifer was gone. And then by the time I was about 13 or 14, Tati was gone. So, family... I have a really big family, yet I don't really see that much of them because they usually live in different states. CJ lives in another state. Jennifer and Tati live in the same state, but Tati lives in a different city. My cousins, they all live in various states across the country. We got some in Florida, we have some in Pennsylvania, we even have some in California, Colorado, everywhere. And family's really important, and I don't really get to see them that often. It sucks. So keep this in mind. Don't take family for granted, because before you know it, they'll be gone. And that can be interpreted in any way. Just make sure that you make the most of your time with them, because if you don't, then well, what's the point of having them? As always, I'm Darkspine Sonic 3. If you like what you saw in this episode, be sure to leave a like and a comment down below, and if you want to see more like this, subscribe. I have plenty more to show. In the next episode, we're going to tackle the second level of the Forest Realm. Thank you, and goodbye.